Welcome to Histogloric.
The year is 31 BCE. The Roman Republic stands on the brink of civil war, divided between Octavian and Mark Antony. Mark Antony, allied with the Egyptian queen Cleopatra, commands a formidable fleet from the east. Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir, prepares to confront Antony and Cleopatra for control of Rome. The final confrontation is set at Actium, a narrow strait on the western coast of Greece. Antony's fleet, massive and heavily manned, anchors near the promontory of Actium. Cleopatra brings with her 60 warships and Egypt's wealth to support Antony's cause. Octavian entrusts command of his fleet to the brilliant admiral, Marcus Agrippa. Agrippa cuts off Antony's supply lines, capturing key ports along the coast. Starvation and desertion weaken Antony's forces, but he refuses to retreat. Cleopatra insists on breaking through the blockade and fleeing to Egypt by sea. On September 2nd, the two fleets face each other across the Ionian Sea. Antony's ships are larger and more powerful, built for ramming and boarding. Octavian's fleet is smaller but faster, designed for maneuverability and speed. Agrippa orders a pincer movement, attempting to trap Antony's warships in the bay. A fierce naval battle erupts as rams crash, arrows fly, and ships ignite in flames. Cleopatra's fleet suddenly breaks from the line and sails toward the open sea. Seeing her depart, Antony abandons the battle and follows, leaving his men behind. The rest of Antony's fleet collapses in confusion, overwhelmed by Agrippa's tactics. Victory at Actium gives Octavian total control over the Roman world. Antony and Cleopatra flee to Egypt, where their final tragedy awaits. Octavian's triumph marks the end of the Roman Republic and the birth of empire. He returns to Rome as a hero and soon receives the title Augustus from the Senate. The Battle of Actium is more than a naval clash. It decides the fate of ancient Rome. Behind the sails and swords lies a struggle of ambition, power, and personal betrayal. Cleopatra, the last Pharaoh of Egypt, had staked everything on Antony's success. But at Actium, Egypt's dreams of Mediterranean supremacy burned to ash. Octavian's propaganda portrays Antony as corrupted by a foreign queen. In Rome, Cleopatra becomes a symbol of Eastern decadence and danger.
Shameful. Utterly shameful.
Meanwhile, Agrippa's name is etched into history for his strategic brilliance. The sea near Actium still holds the wrecks of ancient ships beneath its waves. For hours that day, the strait was choked with smoke, blood, and shattered hulls. Octavian watched the battle unfold from a command post on a nearby hill. As the tide turned, he knew the Republic would die, and a new order would rise. Mark Antony's honor died the moment he fled to follow Cleopatra. Many of his men abandoned, surrendered, or were killed without mercy. Cleopatra welcomed Antony aboard her ship, but their fate was already sealed. In the months that followed, Octavian closed in on Alexandria. Trapped and hopeless, Antony and Cleopatra both took their own lives. Their deaths marked the final end of the Hellenistic era. Rome absorbed Egypt, and Octavian claimed its treasure for the empire. The Senate named him Augustus in 27 BCE, the first Roman emperor. Actium thus becomes not just a battle, but a turning point in world history. Rome's transformation from republic to empire would echo for centuries. The symbols of Actium, triremes, torches, and betrayal live on in legend. Today, the site of Actium is quiet. The war cries long faded.
What of the wisdom of the East, its ancient mysteries?
But beneath the waves, history still whispers the clash that changed the world. What began as a political rivalry ended with the fall of a dynasty. Octavian's control of Egypt made Rome richer and more centralized than ever. He used wealth from Egypt to solidify his political power at home. Temples, monuments, and coins soon bore the image of Augustus. The people of Rome, weary from war, accepted the peace he promised. The old republic had fallen, not with a vote, but with a fleet in flames. Cleopatra's legacy faded, romanticized in myth, but erased from Rome's record. Agrippa, though vital to victory, remained in the shadow of Augustus. The Battle of Actium was not just military, it was psychological warfare. Octavian spread lies of Antony's madness and Cleopatra's seduction.
May it live through the ages.
Posters, speeches, and poets shaped public opinion against them.
By the decree of the Senate, we are now in an era of peace.
This propaganda helped ensure Octavian's rule seemed necessary, even noble. With one great victory, he unified a broken world under one ruler. And so, in the wake of Actium, the age of emperors begins.
Subscribe our channel for more videos.